be getting started in a few moments. Just need to check some volume level and stuff. Should I do it from my headphones? Alright, if any of the audio levels are off, just let me know. Again, I haven't streamed that much recently, so I'm going to have to redo all my settings for local stream recording. So, some things may be slightly off. Somehow, this is going to be the first time I've actually streamed Sonic Mania, which, considering how much I love the game and how many times I've played through it, is relatively impressive. Checking some stuff. Okie dokie then. So, hey there, I'm TrackerZD. I made a mod once, and it was called Sonic Hatsune Miku in Sonic 1, and it was a bit bad. And so now I've returned to Hatsune Miku in Sonic Mania, and that was slightly better. Slice to say, it's been doing pretty well. I'm really happy with the response to the mod. It's done better than I expected. So, yeah, we're going to hop straight in, because in this stream I'm going to explain some of the choices, like some of the references and design choices that I made with the mod. Stuff like that. So, yeah. First things first, I'm just going to quickly explain something here. The options menu. That controller is actually the PlayStation 4 Project Diva controller. They made a special controller for the Hatsune Miku games, so that's what that's about. But yeah, we're going to hop into the game now. I'll do it on a file, just in case. And we're going Miku and Tails, because that's the canon playthrough, according to me. Right then, let's rock and roll. So, a lot of people have commented on this intro. They've been like, wow, this is such a good intro, it's amazing. And originally the intro was very different. Originally I went it kind of like for a Mega Man parody kind of thing. So basically it was all pixel art, and we were going to have it so that like all the text was references to Mega Man. It was using all that font and stuff. I didn't like the pixel art I did for it. I think I included it in the files of the mod, like the images for it, but I didn't like how it came out. So in the end I changed it a bit, and we had it so that it was all hand-drawn like this. All of this was animated in Adobe After Effects, which I've been learning to use recently. It's all very basic parallax scrolling stuff, but it works decently. Also, a fun fact, the font I use, I think, is used in the logo for Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform. So there's your fun font fact of the day. I think it's used. I can't remember what it's used in. I might think I'm thinking it's something else. So regarding this intro, we actually tried two methods of replacing Angel Island with the FM thing, and one of them had it so that the intro just loops after it finished playing. We didn't want that, so in the end we just did another way, and that somehow worked. It was all very cool. I wasn't largely responsible for it. I did the actual editing for the second method, but yeah, something helped with that. So yeah, this is Green Hill Zone, which I decided to keep the same. For the most part. I did consider throwing in a mashup at the last minute to separate it, but the idea is it's a bit of misdirection. You know, you start off and it's like, oh, everything's the same, and then progressively it gets weirder and weirder. In a sense, like the actual Sonic Mania. So yeah, just as some general notes, Miku's sprites, see them throughout the whole mod, my whole cover here where nothing's changed. I'm not terribly fond of Miku sprites. I've received a lot of compliments on them, which I'm thankful for and all that. But it's just that Miku's sprites were kind of... They were the first thing I did. I haven't pixel arted in like 7 years before I took up doing this mod. So I was like, well, bugger, just gonna give it my best shot. I say I'm surprised. I've done stuff for Miku in Sonic 1 obviously, but this was like a much bigger project. But I think that it does obviously look better than Miku in Sonic 1, so we got that going for it at least. as for these 3D models, yeah. You may notice the Miku's just got the wheel feet and the peel out for a map 3 animation. This was because I've never done 3D modeling before this, or anything to do with 3D model formats or anything. All of the models for this were done in, like, the built-in 3D thing on Windows 10. And it's like, the way Sonic Mania handles 3D animation is every frame is in its own file, basically. So you'd have to, so why I did this is because I didn't have a rigged model of the Sonic Mania animation to edit. So I just edited the one and then gave it the wheel feed, so I could just rotate the wheel feed for each frame, save it as its own file, and then put it in the game. Kind of a cop-out, but given I have basically no knowledge of 3D, like how to do 3D stuff, I can't even rig a model, so it's like, kinda necessary evil. Okay, Green Hill Zone, Act 1. Okay, so we come to the first boss. I considered changing this boss because I was like, well, how much misdirection do we want exactly? But it's like, I don't know, I was like, I can't really think of anything to change it to, and so in the end we just kind of went with what it is. Signpost. Admittedly, the palette on Miku's signpost is ever so slightly messed up. But I don't think it's too noticeable. I probably should have caught it before I put it out, but shit happens. Okie doke. Okay, well, yeah, a lot of this is probably just going to end up being me racking on my own mob, so sorry about that. So yeah, this is Act 2 and it's where some of the changes start to come in, particularly at the end of the act. I intend for this to be an all emerald run. Don't know how quickly I'll get them. Probably used to me too much to all the mashups. So yeah, this is the first time I've ever streamed Sonic Mania. I've played this game to death, and yeah, I'm still finding new stuff in it. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to actually play through this one. Oh, another thing I changed in the special stage, I don't know if it's in this level, I don't think it is, but Opa Opa from Fantasy Zone appears replacing the birds. That was done because I was just testing, I mentioned this on Twitter the other day, but I was testing 3D modeling first, and basically I just needed something to quickly check, okay, what can I do with this? So I grabbed Opa Opa's model from Project Mirai 3D on the 3DS, because he's actually an unlockable figure in that game. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll decide. Microsoft's own program, 3D Builder, has a button in it that lets you just like reduce the polygons of the model. Sonic Team actually used something very similar for the Switch version of Sonic Forces called Simplygon, which basically just reduces down all the polygons and stuff. So that's how I got like Opa Opa in the game. He's actually reduced in poly count, because there's a poly count limit in Sonic Mania. If it goes over a certain limit, the game will crash. At least that's my understanding of it. So that's why that happened. It's funny, you don't actually see Miku's model from the front, and at one point her model actually just had the face cut off to save on poly count. God, it was like I was actually making a Saturn game. Okay, let's roll. on, Tails. There you are. I do want to try and get the Chaos Emeralds really quickly, just so I know that happens. I reckon I'm actually playing this with a Sega Saturn pad, as God intended, and it feels pretty good. I think you can actually use the Sega Saturn 3D pad in these if you just map it properly in any pad. Pretty cool thing. But I wouldn't want to use it for the main game. Okay, and we come to our first boss. Or rather, our first change boss. It's the CEO of Krypton Future Media, the WeGo robot, the Miku's in the yeah, this was basically WeGo is try to not kill the super fast. Basically WeGo is a bigger line of mechas. They all basically look the same, but they come in like different colours and all that to represent different series and stuff. Miku got one for Miku Expo, and she was drawn in the Adventure Time style for some reason, and so that was the thing, and I thought, well, why not have, if it's a giant robot, might as well replace the Death Egg robot with that. I think the sprite came out alright. I think, it's a shame on the way, for the most part it's alright. Alright then. Checking something. Okie dokie, we're back. So yeah, this cutscene, it may seem kind of weird that the hardballs heavies are back and all that after the movie, but there is actually an explanation for some of this, and I'll come to it very later down the line, more towards the end of the playthrough, because there's certain choices I made with regards to the hard-boiled heavies that kind of explain why I kept them and didn't change them. As well as laziness, because that's certainly a factor. Let's rock and roll. Shampoo up after. So this is where the mashups start. This is a mashup of a weekend ago. Yeah, a weekend ago and Chemical Plant Zone. This mashup was handled by my brother. Most of the mashups in this mod were actually handled by my brother. Matrix did the Hard-Boiled Heavies theme, Chemical Plant Act 2, and Dominopolis Act 1, off the top of my head. Might have done another one though. Moy felt kind of bad about not contributing more, but I'm glad he didn't, because I didn't want to distract from his own stuff. Moy is an incredible musician. He just put out a new Miku song. For the Miku Expo Song Contest they're doing right now, and it is fantastic. So, go show Matrix Mario X his support. He's a very cool dude. He made some very cool stuff with his mod. One thing about the 3D models in Sonic Mania is that they don't use textures or anything, they're all entirely vertex colours. And that was kind of a pain in the ass to deal with, because, including the format you need to put them into, export them into the game, because you need to do it in a very specific way. From what I gather, when you export in 3D build, which is the Microsoft one, it adds something to the file that messes it up trying to import in the game. So I had to export the models as an OBJ, then convert them to OBJ in a different, like, using a file converter. So I converted them from OBJ to OBJ. That was stupid, but it worked in the end, so I was good. Emerald. I did consider changing these to the Chaos Leaks, which is what they were in whatchamacallit, Miku and Sonic 1. But I didn't think it made much sense, like, with the story that I'd built around it and stuff, it didn't make much sense for them to suddenly be leaks. That's good words in it, but it was like... It's not like a 3D model that leaks would have been hard to do, it's just like, we did that joke already, let's do something different. So yeah, this is Shampuyo Factory, which is a mix of two Miku crossover thingy MacGuffins. It's, the Puyo part of it is slightly tenuous, I guess. It's Puyo 3.9 from Project Mirai DX. Project Mirai DX on 3DS is like my favourite Miku game, and it has a Puyo minigame with unlockable owl costumes. But it's like, so I was like, well, this level is already themed after Puyo basically, throwing even more references. Just destroy all subtlety. And the other part of it is Lux, who are a shampoo company. Miku was featured in one of their adverts with, of all people, Scarlett Johansson. So Scarlett, it basically became a meme for a short while because in the ad, Scarlett Johansson actually talks to Miku. Why don't I just do this stuff? So she actually talks to Miku and stuff, and it's so surreal to hear Scarlett Johansson saying, "Hey Miku." Which, yeah, we're coming up to the Act 1 boss of this place now, which is Scarlett Johansson. It's kind of hard to tell with these tiny sprites that you're allowed in this game, and palette limits and stuff. I basically have to do an optical illusion to get the skin tone on her face, but it works, kind of. I could have edited the palette, but palette editing in Mania is a mixed bag of hell. So yeah, here's Scarlett Johansson. I actually edited the pod beyond just adding the little window for Scarlet. It's actually reshaped. It's based on a SodaStream bottle. SodaStream is a drinks maker thingy and stuff, and the idea is you make drinks out of like weird goop stuff, and it's supposed to be cheaper than the big brands and stuff. It is, and Ashens did a review on it over on YouTube, but basically it turned out they were in some big controversy, SodaStream, and Scarlett Johansson was the PR face at the time, and she defended them really badly. So I was like, let's use some dark humour and make a reference to that. So yeah, we're now into Act 2 with this banging remix. So this is Two-Faced Lovers and definitely from Act 2. If I recall, Two-Faced Lovers is actually a very fucked up song, which makes its inclusion in a light-hearted Sonic mod hilarious. But oh well. Really messed up. So yeah, in this level it's like I added the Puyo into the background. Getting that Puyo into the background was surprisingly hard. Basically I think there's like two identical palettes in a file. And if you try editing the blue area, like I did, by adding Puyo base into it, it detects it as the flashing blue palette that they use in the tubes and stuff. So originally I accidentally made it so that entire goop in the background was just flashing. Sounds cool, looks terrible, so in the end I just had to kind of make a workaround. Its eyes are still flashing. I basically just have to cut the eyes out and paste those in to make sure it didn't all flash. There's probably a workaround for that, and that thing is probably graphic scale, but I don't think about that. Ah yes, this special stage, the one everybody hates. chat is very quiet, but I'm hoping everything is going okay. I haven't actually managed to check the screen myself, so let me know if everything's going okay. And if it isn't, then that's what it is. Okay then. I actually watched someone playing through this mod the other day on stream. The performance in the special stages left a lot to be desired. But then I remember that I've played through this game at least 20 times at this point, and I'm like, oh, yeah, not a good metric to be bad. Got a Chaos Emerald. So yeah, for the most part this stage is just references to looks and stuff. So it was very fun to work on because I like Puyo Puyo. I'm terrible at Puyo Puyo, but I do like the series. So I had fun. And boy, working in the Arle's fire shell into the song was a really nice touch. That wasn't actually in the first version of December, which I put on Twitter. But he added it in. Here's our next boss, which is Arl from Puyo Puyo. Or Arle. I prefer Arle honestly, but apparently it's Arl. Shit. Oh, by the way, I'm terrible at Puyo Puyo. Did I mention that? There was some guy on a Discord server I'm in who just really got upset by the fact that they put Puyo Puyo in this. And I was just like, it's literally the easiest boss fight in Sonic history because Eggman, or Arl in this case, is so bad at it. And I was like, I get where the complaints about this boss fight are coming from, because it is a big gameplay departure, but at least it's a fun one. Puyo Puyo is awesome. SA2, all the ultimate gameplay styles are crap. Okay then, the Shampoo factory done. Oh, also the tanks in the background with the U on them. That's a Unilever logo. Unilever are the company that own Lux. There's actually a massive Unilever factory right outside where I work. So that was amusing. And here's a big one, Dominopolis. This zone alone got coverage on like Rice Digital and stuff, and that was pretty cool. Unfortunately, also had the knock-on effect of making everyone think this was going to be almost purely of Domino's Pizza references, which is not. But we do include 2 Domino's levels, which is more than any other brand in this. So Scott gets preferential treatment. So yeah, there's not much to say here other than, yeah, it's Domino's Pizza. Everybody already knows about Domino's Pizza Miku meme. It's, or for those that don't, it's, there was the Domino's Pizza app that included Miku. You could point it to the phone and the pizza box. Oh, this bit, the hot dogs. Domino's, last I checked, don't serve hot dogs. It's a completely separate reference to the bacon-wrapped hot dogs Miku, which was Toyota. Toyota, I think it was, did a bunch of adverts with Miku going around America, and they were terrible. The modelling was hideous. But in one part, Miku gets incredibly excited about bacon-wrapped hot dogs. So that's why those are low. Oh, and the club spin sign, it says Club Sega now. That's actually a holdover from another mod. I built this mod on top of the files from my Sega Saturn button config mod, and I actually smuggled in the Club Sega sign into that. So, that was fun. I didn't find a single special stage in this level. I know where they are. Okay then. Heavy gunner. This boss is unfortunate. Like, there's a guy holding the pizza in the background, but there isn't much I changed. The chopper has a Domino's pizza logo on it, but I didn't realise until after I'd done all the editing for it. Heavy gunner covers the logo during most of the fight, so you only see the tattered version at the end. Oh, and the background sign, forgot to mention, the Noid one wasn't done by me, that was done by Robot Faker, who plays benefit of our artwork. Nice, dude. It's a cool sign. You've got the, like, the cycling Oh yeah, this remix. There were 2 remixes we had for High Spec Robo. One of them, I can't remember what it was a mashup with, but it was more of a Miku one than it was. But this is Jet Set Radio, obviously, but we did throw in Miku at the end. Well, boy did. Boy is super talented and good at me. So the song in the last section is Viva Happy by MGM. And there you can see the Tap Domino's logo on the And so, it's Scott, president of Domino's Pizza. I think that was when the mod started to gather traction. I think that was like one of the first edits I made, because I realised you could edit like the screen. It was really easy to edit, to be honest. Oh, there's these weird smiley faces on the TVs. Those are actually a reference to Echo, which is a song by Gumesh and Crusher P. Crusher P is... I haven't spoken to them much, but they are a cool person. And basically, they're a cool person. They make good vocaloid music, and good music in general. Okay, special stage. Oh, Dominopolis 2 is also, oh, I'm very sad Oprah doesn't appear in this one, because this is blatantly inspired by Fantasy Zone and Space Harrier. But, yeah. The, Dominopolis 2 is, I think, one of the only instances where I actually went into the Maniac editor, which is the Sonic Mania level editor, and, actually changed some stuff. For example, there were these giant Eggman logos on top of all the TVs, and I cut those out. It was just easier than redoing the title. And also the flip boards, I actually changed one of those, so it added a bit nicer on it, which we'll get to after I've played this. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is a mashup of Luka Luka Night Fever and special stage music. Luka Luka Night Fever is by Sam Free, who tragically passed away a few years ago. And, yeah. It's a damn good song, definitely one of my favourite Vocaloid songs actually, mostly owing to the fact it's basically your beat. And, yeah, that's about it really. Probably could have done that hurt animation a bit better. Sweet. One more emerald to go. There's actually a very cool bit of trivia about Super Miku in this, so I'll get to that once I've got all the emeralds, which hopefully should be by the end of this time. Okay, let's go. Final special stage. Fun fact not related to the mod. These logos in the background pretty blatant references to the treasure logo. That's not from the mod, that's just the Sonic Mania team being cool, putting in a reference to like the best video game company ever. I don't get why this special stage is so dramatically easier than all the others. Well, there we go, we can be Super Miku now. Oh, great. I didn't need to do that, but okay. Okay, we might as well go super. So yeah. Super Miku sprites are kind of naff in places. I probably should have touched them up, but I did want to get this thing out in time. The reason I released the mod now is because I go back to university next week and I didn't want to be distracted by university, especially my grades right now not being until them. So, real life responsibility must take precedence. But yeah. The thing about Super Miku that's cool is the music. This isn't by us or anything, this is an unused song from Project Diva Future Tone, which is the best. Oh, turn up my mic. Sorry about that. Right, what I might have to do, I don't think I've got any mic settings per se. In terms of like controlling it and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll turn the music volume of the game down and see if that helps. Okay. Right, so yeah. With the supersonic music, what I did was just that. There we go. There's an unused song in Project Diva Future Tone called Alone Fighter. It's actually from Galaxy Force 2, one of Sega's old arcade games. But I'm gonna wait for a second. And yeah, it was unused in Project Diva Future Tone, so I was like, hey, we're giving it new life. It's gonna be in here. So yeah, we did that. Oh yeah, this song. This is a mashup of World Is Mine and I think it's World Is Mine. And the boss theme, obviously, and also Spinal Scratch by Thomas Bangalter from Daft. Don't know why my brother put Thomas Bangalter in there, but it sounds alright. So yeah, this is the boss. That was Scott from Domino's Pizza. Yeah, that one's pretty obvious. I recall hearing a complaint about the next zone, so it's going to be very interesting to address it. Yeah, sorry about the mic problems. I redid all my settings and stuff. Oh, why's that sound not playing? Yeah, that's weird. So yeah, there's that screen there. Sonic Pirates Anime. That's actually this is a zone in general. It may seem weird to have an anime level in a Miku mod. There's a good reason for this. It's Crunchyroll, specifically, like the Crunchyroll theme. Hence the orange palette that she got to keep from the original Flying Battera. Basically, Crunchyroll have a mascot called Crunchyroll He-Man, and she has their own like line of little comics and stuff, and it's all very cute and stuff. In the comics, it's basically canon in that universe of Crunchyroll He-Man stuff. Crunchyroll He-Man is absolutely in love with Miku, and it's reflected in Crunchyroll's own business because they've done like cross promos with Miku, they've done cross promos with Miku Expo, stuff like that. So what I thought is, well, hey, we'll knock out a Crunchyroll zone. It's got the orange palette in place already. So we did that. And some people, I saw one person say, well, you're not just kind of like running out of ideas. This was actually like the first zone besides Dominopolis that got edited. I did want like some kind of Crunchyroll Hime reference in the 2 reasons. Well, the initial reason was just that it's a neat, it's a Miku promo that exists and we can reference it. Towards the end of the development, it mostly just became my brother being pissed off at Crunchyroll and wanting to have it so that you fight the mascot. That's a different story. So yeah, that's why there's all the anime references. Specifically, all of the techno squeaks have been replaced by Hamtaro. Originally, we were going to replace it with Kyoani. We were going to replace the techno squeaks with Kyoani's mascot, whose name I could not remember. But in the end, we were like, Hamtaro is more recognisable, and he has a better set of sprites to work from. So yeah, there's Crunchyroll Hime. Oh, all these anime down here, they are, if I recall, My Little Sister Can't Be This For You, Sword Art Online, Kaijo, Ero Manga Sensei, and Berserk 2016. I think that's what they are anyway. Kaijo might not be in here. I think I almost put Eureka 7AO in here, which would explain the next bit, but so yeah, Act 2 is pretty fun on account of the mashup, which is absolutely banging. And we're going down. So yeah, this is a mashup of Flying Battery and Shonen Hearts, which was the theme of one of the themes for Eureka 7, which is anime about hoverboards, mechas and stuff. The robots in that bit up there are from Eureka 7. If I recall, it's the Devilfish and the generic mecha robots. Okay. Special stage ring. Sweet. The moles here are replaced with Yumaru-chan, because I actually asked on Twitter, who is the trashiest anime character? And they were like, yeah, it's Yumaru, put Yumaru in it, we're killing Yumaru. What's his name, Scratch, the chicken guy, he's replaced with Guts from Kill la Kill, which kind of ties into the first act a bit more. Ow. Kind of feel bad killing Guts, but you know, have to do what has to be done. God, I love this game. Yeah, classification. Okay then. I don't know why there's a million copies of Hamtaro either. I actually found a new route through this level the other day. That was a thing. So yeah, I can't remember the exact name of the mechas in the background. One of them is definitely Devilfish, but my brother is the Eureka 7 fanboy, and so yeah, that's why that's the... We almost replaced the chickens, instead of with guns, I almost replaced them with Moomins, who aren't Japanese, but are incredibly popular in Japan. But my brother wouldn't let me because he absolutely adores the Moomins and thought of killing one and just killed him inside, So yeah, this zone isn't directly related to Miku in a lot of its themes, it's just that Crunchyroll in general is linked to Miku in a way, so I was like, well, we're doing a Crunchyroll level. Because I didn't want to just do Domino's Pizza and shit, or stick to the really obvious ones, I wanted to branch out, do like, stuff like this. Because it allowed me to do more creative stuff, well, like all the different anime references and stuff. Okay then, boss. It's Crunchyroll Hime and a big Crunchyroll spider. My explanation for why Crunchyroll Hime is here, considering she loves Miku. Yandere. Easy explanation. That's actually the literal excuse. She has gone Yandere. I considered replacing the sign in the first act with warning Crunchyroll Hime Yandere mode activated. Didn't fit, so I just went with the Crunchyroll Premium Ghost instead. Also, I'm not actually sure why Crunchyroll Hime's damage frames don't work here. They're supposed to, and I did make them, I think they're in the files, and I tried to screw something up in the animation editor. Oh, and yeah, she doesn't fly off after the fight. No jetpack. She just falls to her death. Okay then. We're now moving on to what I will freely admit is the worst zone in this mod. Press Garden, or as it's known here, News 39. I had basically no ideas for what to do to this level. It already kind of lent itself well colour theme wise to the idea of News 39, because I went back and rewatched the video and stuff. Anything that made it closer to how News 39 is actually depicted would have taken me absolutely ages, and again I wanted to get this out before I went back to uni. So, in the end we kind of stuck it a lot to what was established already. The logos on the crates are the Yamaha logo. As far as I recall, Krypton Future Media are actually owned by Yamaha, which just makes their excuses for no European Miku content even more hilarious, but I digress. So yeah, Yamaha owned Krypton, so Matthew was like, put the Yamaha logo in. Apparently the guy who runs the Yamaha UK Twitter account is a massive fan of Miku, and we almost snuck him into the ending scene, but in the end I literally just forgot. Okay. Oh yeah, the main thing here is the newspapers in the background, which I don't think I've blurred, but they just show Miku and Akita Naru. But yeah, moving on. So yeah, a lot of the changes here are just like the addition of like 3-9 stuff. For those who don't get the whole symbolism of the 3-9 stuff, in Japanese 3-9, if I recall, is when you pronounce it in one Japanese, is it? I can't remember if it's kanji or what. That's right. If you basically, one way you say it, it says Miku. I know there's also a different way with his san stuff. It's Rio, San. But it's like, so that's why all the 3-9s are everywhere. It's why 3-9, March 9th, is celebrated as Miku Day. So, now you know. And for the record, the inverse of that, 9-3, is celebrated as Neru Day, which is obviously more important because Akita Neru is better than Miku. So yeah, the main thing here is the music, which is a mashup of News 39, the Mitchie M song, with Press Garden. And also my brother threw a bunch of acid drum machines on there as well. So that's a thing. And we're going down. Okay, this boss is basically unchanged, so I'll just take him out quick. Okay. Oh, something I didn't explain. The back of the signpost is replaced with the exclamation mark from Sonic 1 Master System. This isn't completely random. I actually did the exact same thing in Miku in Sonic 1. Because I couldn't be arsed spriting Kasane Teto. In this case, I actually did have a sprite of the Krypton CEO ready to plaster on the back of it. But for one thing, it probably would have just caused more confusion than anything, because a lot of people evidently don't know who the CEO is. And for two, I just wanted to reference the original mod in some way because I appreciate callbacks to Master System Sonic 1, which is why I did that in the first place. And more so, it's just like, it's a neat reference to where this mod got its start, with Miku in Sonic 1. And it's not the only reference to Miku in Sonic 1 in this mod. In terms of a timeline for this hack, Miku in Sonic 1 is not canon anymore, because Teto appears as the main bad guy in that. Obviously here she's just a random bandit. Yeah, we're having a Miku in Sonic timeline now. Okay then. This bit confused me when I first played the game, admittedly it is a bit cryptic. I'll say that, it's not real. It's just, you have to go left! Oh no! And we're out. Oh yeah, and music. This piece of music gave us hell. It's obviously a mashup of Senbon, Takura, and Press Garden, but Press Garden's music is actually reduced in key. This is the only song in the mod where we actually edited the original song to fit better, rather than editing the Miku song to fit better. And getting the loop points to match back up again was surprisingly hard, because for some reason when you change the key in Audacity, it slows the song down to match. And maybe that's just normal, because I have no musical knowledge, but trying to get it to sync back up to the loop point was surprisingly hard. That was Heavy Shinobi, didn't change him for obvious reasons. Number super cool. Okay, so next up. Okie dokie. So this is Deep Dish Cheeseway. That incredible name came from Azukara, who you may know from doing very cool artwork of Sonic and stuff. And also he's helping on Sonic Islands, that one cool looking fan game. Ow. So yeah, the name was his idea, and it's a beautiful name. All the constellations are replaced. That Scott one will haunt me in my nightmares. I'm the one who friggin' put it in though. Oh, oops. That Miku constellation is actually just the title screen artwork, but based close to the original artwork that I drew, with the peace sign instead of just the little hand. Ow. I probably could have done a better job spiting those pizzas. I probably should have just made them pizza cutters in general, because the effect would have worked better. But such is life. Oh, these little blocks say Noid now. The small things, man. Ow. Okay then. Oh, oops. So yeah, the main thing here is that, like, the Noid, it's the Noid. So I wasn't planning to do more than like one stage per brand, if that makes sense. But it's like, the Dominoes one was quickly becoming what everyone was focusing on with the mod, and I was like, screw it, we'll throw my bone. I have to have the Noid in here somewhere. So, that's how that happened. Somehow, we are not the first Mania mod to feature the Noid. I believe Sonic Mania Repainted actually has him in too. But we actually redid his sprites.
Welcome to die.
That voice sample has absolutely no links to Miku, I just thought it was friggin' hilarious. So that's why that's there. I don't like delving into the kind of more random humour. I did want to try and make it all linked to Miku. But there are exceptions, and the preferred to die sample is one of them.
Welcome to die.
And he's gone. So yeah, there we go. I actually replaced the drama mask things on the cathedral in the background with Domino's logos. Tiny, tiny Domino's logos. And now we go to a future where the Noid rules over the Earth, or rather, little planet. How horrifying. This is musical genius from my brother, Claire. Yeah, that's a Family Guy sample. My brother kind of edited it to make it try and sound like he's saying the Noid should have avoided Miku. So that was a neat one. I'm surprised how well he managed to get the Noid's laughter to sync up to the Stardust Speedway music. Ow. I think this is probably one of the... Even though it's not something you'd conventionally listen to, in the context of the mod, I think this is probably one of the better mashups in the mod. Oh, and the inclusion of the... This is actually this tune here. That's the Noid NES soundtrack. I'm surprised how well it fits. And this is Clover Club. This one was interesting. It was almost a collab between my brother and Moy, because Moy originally modulated the vocals for Clover Club for this track. But we decided that it didn't actually fit in the end, and so Matthew just included the normal Clover Club vocals, just slightly tweaked to suit that. I think the funniest thing was when Kobanamani played this mod and he didn't recognise who the Noid was. How do you not recognise who the Noid is? It's a Noid. People just play Yo Noid too. I don't know where this falls into the Yo Noid timeline for the record. Probably after Yo Noid 2. Speaking of Yo Noid 2, oh yeah, the hologram being there wasn't a mistake, it was misdirection. Again. Just not very effective misdirection, because here's the Noid! This song is a mashup of Stardust Speedway and the theme of Mania Hatsune, the final boss from Yo Noid 2. We actually asked the dude who made this song for Yo Noid 2 if we could use the music in the game. And he was like, yeah, sure, go crazy. And so that was cool. This is now, I don't know if you say officially endorsed, but it's at least we got the permission to use the tracks from Yo Noid 2. So that was cool. And it was very nice of them to give us permission. So yeah, I was like, how am I going to re-sprite the Big Eggman thing? It's massive, the tile sets are all like laid out weirdly in the files. How am I going to do this? So in the end I was just like, just tear it to shreds. It was easy. I could have done a more elegant solution I guess, but the way Mania stores its tile sets is in like weird 16 by 16 chunks. And you have to piece them together, and it was just like, it was going to take 5 years for me to do it the conventional way. So, we did it like that. I think if this mod had been released earlier, the bit that's coming up right now probably would have been a bit funnier, a bit more impressive. The top of the giant tower here. It's a giant Domino's pizza box. Admittedly, the way it intersects doesn't make much sense, but by the time I'd finished it, I was too scared to actually go back into the file and edit it in fear of screwing something up with it. So... there we go. So yeah, fighting the Noid. The Noid's moves, this one, is actually him dabbing. In the credits we have a dabbing specialist. And that's my brother, because he actually dabbed so I could get an idea of how the hell I was going to strike that thing. Yeah, I needed a reference to dabbing. And that's a reference to Yo Noid 2, where one of the Noid's moves is dabbing for some reason. We did it. On to the next level, which isn't really a corporate sponsorship so much. Whoa. Okay. Oh, oops. There we go. So yeah, this is Deluge Dance. The music in the background here is Hello Worker by Megurine Luca, and who's another Vocaloid. And there's all those things in the background. Those are people in the background, ravers essentially. And there's those weird things on the whatchamacallit, on the pillars. That's actually Taco Luca, who's a kind of mascot version of Luca. She's an octopus. Gee, I wonder why that's in this level. The boats actually have edited text, it's just insanely hard to read. It says Taco Tours. And for the record, it's tacos in T-A-K-O, not T-A-C-O. So yeah, we're up. So yeah, I was like, well, how are we going to theme this around? Deluge Dance actually came from my friend Sol Kier. I apparently have friends who are very good at naming Sonic levels. And also friends who like alliteration. So yeah, the gist for this level is basically that it winds up being a big reference to Taco Luca. And it's basically, I wanted to get in a reference to the other Vocaloids because I did feel kind of bad about we didn't put Luca or Rin or Len or anything in the mod per se, because they're not playable characters. It was heavily requested that we make Tails and Knuckles into Rin and Luca. But again, I have uni starting up soon and I needed to focus on that. It would have been like another 2 months before I got the mod out, because editing those sprites is hell. Especially given how many frames of animation they have and how bad my priorities are. So, yeah, that's why they're not in the mod. I might do it in an update though, I would like to, but then I'd have to redo all the story sequences to make it make sense, and it's kind of like... So maybe in a version 2. It'd also give me a chance to touch up Miku's sprites. Oh, those hand things are changed slightly. They do a rock symbol when they grab you now. Or before they grab you rather. But it's so subtle that you can barely notice it. So yeah, here's Taco Luca. Her sprites were kind of fun to work on, though, fully custom. I think I got the shading effect on the headphones down pretty decent. But again, I haven't done like properly fully custom sprites like in ages. considering how my last attempt at custom spriting went, I think they went pretty decent. So yeah, obviously the Eggman logos are gone from the bombs, they've been replaced with just generic skulls. I didn't account for the underwater palette a lot of the time when making the sprites, because the sprites, when you're editing them, they're based on the, whatchamacallit? They're based on the above ground palette. So they do go slightly weird underwater at times, but it's not too bad. Fun fact, for the longest time, the music in the second act now was just left over from a personal mod where I put Eurobeat and Hydra City. We only replaced it at the very end. So this is obviously I Even Poker, or however friggin' hell you're supposed to say that song's name. Which is one of Miku's most well-known songs. It's one of the most popular by far. And yeah, we mashed this up. This does have another song worked into it though. It's got, I think, Computer Love by Kraftwerk worked into it, which is basically just my brother being a nerd because he loved Kraftwerk and he just smuggled it in there. It's basically inaudible, you can't really hear it. Which is why I didn't mind, and also didn't notice at first, because he was like, when he did the mashup, he was like, did you hear the other song I mixed into it? And I was just like, no. Computer Love. I was just like, fuck's sake, man. Okay, there is a very cool reference in this level, though. Those statues. It's Fat the Kookaburra. Yeah, Fat the Kookaburra is a wonderful Sonic fan character, designed by Paul Veer, one of the sprite artists on Sonic Mania. Legally, I'm his godfather or something. Basically what happened was, when Mania I think was about to release, I was talking to Brad, who's one of the level designers, and he was posting a countdown Kookaburra, and I was like, yeah, it's Fat the Kookaburra, or something else. Someone was like, Fat the Kookaburra, that's his name now, he's a Sonic character. And Paul Veer actually sprited him in the Sonic Mania style as a Sonic character. And I made like a Sonic the Fighters version of him and all that, and it was freaking hilarious. I'm gonna drown. Oh dear. Is there any oxygen bubbles? Launch me out of here! Yay. Ow. I should have gone super hate those things. So yeah, that's why Fat the Kookaburra is there. I just wanted to make a very small reference. I had to clip his beak to fit it in the tile sets, but he's there, it counts. I should point out that Fat the Kookaburra has absolutely nothing to do with Miku. It's another one of those things that I put in because I thought, hey, why not? It's more interesting than putting a Miku statue in there. It makes no sense. I guess technically I should have put Paul under the sprite art credits, huh? For the record, that Fat Kookaburra sprite wasn't made for the mod. I just grabbed the old sprite that Paul did, based it off that. So it's not as good as Paul's artwork because he worked on Mania for a reason. But it's there. Oh yeah, the things in the background are supposed to be Taco Luca on these stained glass windows, but to be honest it just looks like Takane, Idol Master. Hey, Robot Faker is in the chat. What's up? Robot Faker helped a lot with this mod. He helped me test it and stuff, he did some of the artwork for it, cool shit like that. So thanks man, help make this mod good, or at least passable. Okay, we're gonna go super because it makes this boss a cakewalk. Like the first part of this boss, don't like the second part of this boss. It's Taco Luca again. Alright, let's cheat the hell out of this boss. And now for the annoying bit. Okay, slightly less annoying with super still. Get out of the water, get out of the water. Yeah. So yeah, that was Deluge Dance Hall. A pretty basic level overall in terms of edits, but it's like DLC Dunes. The name of this level is kind of obscure for people who haven't played Project Diva, especially the later ones, which I haven't even played. So it's like anyway, the music. This is Afterburner, which is a classic Sega game. And this song is actually not sung by Miku, it's sung by Maiko, who's another Vocaloid. This specifically isn't actually the one that's featured in Project Diva. There's actually two versions of Afterburner, the Vocaloid version, and they have different lyrics. So this is the one from Get Ready, which is a Sega Vocaloid tribute album, which has remixes like Burning Ranges by Luca and stuff. And this one has different lyrics. I don't know which one I prefer. I think I prefer this version, because the lyrics, as far as I'm aware, are actually talking about Afterburner, whereas the Project Diva version is just basically a love song, or something. An awesome love song, because it's Afterburner, but still. No wait, no, I'm thinking of this one. I think they've got similar lyrics, it's just that they have some different lyrics here and there. I think the 360-degree turn lyric is unique to this, and that's like one of the main lyrics. But you know, I could just be misremembering all of this. I haven't played Project Diva Future Tone in like ages. I need to stop drop dashing. It's gonna get me killed. Ow. No, no, no. Here's the train! I didn't do much to the train, I just removed most of the Eggman elements from it. It's Caps On. That's a subtle nod to the next level. And here's a gun. Neru is on those trailers, and that kind of resurfaces in the next level. Here comes a boss. It's Miku Deo, the terrifying mascot. Long story short, if you don't know who Miku Deo is, when promoting Project Mirai for the 3DS, Sega made a mascot costume of Miku, like the Chibi Miku. But it looked kind of bad. It looked kind of like slightly uncanny. So fans dubbed it Miku Deo, which basically means I'm Miku. So it's almost like she's masquerading, pretending to be Miku. It's creeper. There's a boss in this, and it's just as terrifying here. So yeah, that's why she's there. Let's rock on. Miku Deo is basically now somewhat of a mascot. She's DLC in the newer Project Diva games, which is why DLC Dunes. But in addition to that, we have... there's Yoane Haku. I'll be explaining all those when we get to the next boss. All you need to know for now is that is Yoane Haku. this song is basically a triple mashup. It's Mirage Saloon Act 2 with Triple Backer, which is a song that the music video for which and the music somewhat features Miku, Kasane Teto, who's a Utah, and Akita Neru. They are the Triple Backer crew. The main bulk of the mashup is this song right now, though, which is a Black Jack by Luca. Yeah, Black Jack by Luca. Pretty sure that's what it is. So yeah, I'll be explaining like for example, those water bottles have a new icon now with some character with yellow fur. I will be explaining that shortly. Oh, and there's all the wanted posts as well, I forgot to mention that. Those were very fun to make. I'm very proud of those wanted posts. I wish that level wasn't so short. Okay then, we have the Heavy Magician. She's going to put on a show. Okay, so replacing Fang, we have Yoane Haku. Haku was basically, she's by Caffeine, who's an artist. And basically the gist with her is, she's made to represent the bad Vocaloid, the bad Miku songs. So she's not actually a Vocaloid. She doesn't have an assigned voice bank or anything. She's just a character made to represent bad Miku songs. Kind of a tragic life to lead. This is Akita Neru. She's basically a tsundere Miku. She's got a long story behind her. Basically, a bunch of Miku videos got removed off YouTube or something, and someone thought there was a company trying to get Miku off YouTube or something. And they invented, Smith Hioka invented Akita Neru as basically this character who was trying to stop Miku's popularity growing. And so, that's where Neru came from. She is constantly called a yellow Miku to my anger. She's also the best. She's also not a Vocaloid. She's just a fan character to represent something. And here we have Kasane Teto, who is a Utah. She does have a voice, but she's not a Vocaloid. Also, I should have signposted her hitbox during this bit better. You can actually hit her when she's drilling, but it's not very clear. Teto was actually the boss in the main bad guy in Miku in Sonic 1, and her sprites here are kind of a reference to that. Part of the whole she's just stationary on a drill thing is because, well, I can't think of a way to realistically make her slam like Bark does, but also it's because in Miku in Sonic 1, Teto had like, what, 2 frames of animation. So it's kind of a joke about that, and how, oh, she's not got any frames of animation. And her hurt frame is from that hat too. All of these are just touched up. Now, so yeah, basically those they're all DLC characters for the newer Project Eve games. They were included in the old ones, but they started charging for DLC reasons. They're something that pisses me off. But they're free in a Future Tone at least, so that's something. So yeah, we've beaten those guys. Let's move on to the next level, which is a terrible pun. It's Pepsi Max Zone. Oh, puns. That was my brother's idea. So yeah, well, I've decided to make it in the level daytime because I just thought it. Oil Ocean Zone aesthetically isn't a zone that does much for me. I'm not crazy about the sunset aesthetic, and usually I love sunset levels, but Oil Ocean puts me to sleep. So I thought it might be a bit brighter, a bit more interesting if we just put it in daytime. And also I felt it kind of fit the whole Pepsi thing better, because originally I was going to call this Pepsi City Zone, based off Pepsi City from the game Pepsi Man. So, and you're always basically at daytime in that. So I was like, well, we're gonna have a daytime level then. It looks close to the PS1 game. So the idea is you've got peps on everywhere. For people wondering, what exactly does Pepsi Man have to do with Miku? The answer is, of course, nothing. Pepsi Man's been dead for years. But Pepsi, on the other hand, do have something to do with Miku. Sega teamed up with Pepsi to promote Project Eva Future Zone, like as recently as last year. Or the year before, I can't remember exactly. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of renders of Miku holding Pepsi and drinking Pepsi, and I'm just like, we're putting Pepsi in it, I need to have Pepsi in there somewhere. I think I prefer Coke, but I do like me a Pepsi. I basically have it every day when I go to work, which is not a good way to live. The music here is oh wait, hang on. Okay, this is the first boss. He's ever so slightly edited to have a different colour hat. This is because he's actually intended as a reference to Mike Butters' character from the Pepsi Man game, the guy who eats all the drinks, all the Pepsi stuff. His hat colour is white in the original game, so I changed it so that it was more fitting with his original appearance. And obviously they have a Pepsi quote. Originally I actually started spriting out a Pepsi can for him to throw, but working it into the actual game was hell, and also I'm terrible at spriting, it just looked bad. So in the end I was just like, it's funnier if he just thinks he's giving you a Pepsi, and in reality he isn't. Another thing is, you may be wondering, why on earth do you set the Pepsi on fire? Pepsi's not flammable. My explanation for that is, the fire shields in this mod are now infused with Mentos. Or Mentos. So that's why they're set on fire. Actually no, a better explanation is it's heartburn. There you go. Fires everywhere. Oh wait, yeah, because Pepsi did release a flavour called Pepsi Fire. So, okay, yeah, thanks Robot Baker, that is now the new explanation. It's literally Pepsi Fire. Oh, Pepsi man, what have you done? Man, I wish I was smart enough to think of the Pepsi Fire joke. Right, okay, we're going down. I'd like to keep the rings because I want to go super in the boss fight. It's a hellish boss fight. Like, even someone who's played the game as many times as me, the Oil Ocean 2 boss fight does not get any better. Yeah, exactly 100 rings. Okay then. Well, at least we made it with enough rings to super on it, because I do not fancy trying this boss without. And here we have Pepsi Man. His sprite's actually from an old Pepsi Man slot machine game. I just edited them to fit better with Mania. And obviously all of the sphere stuff in this level is replaced by Pepsi logo, which I probably could have done better, but it's like funny visual gags your eye. Oh, this is way beyond. So Pepsi Man is dead. Next level, it's Mobage Mine. I only fell into Mobage Hell recently. Okay, first reference right off the bat, it's music. It's from Love Live, which Miku has collaborated with. Basically, for some like Snow Miku, I think it was Snow Miku. There was a Miku version of Snow Halation, and artwork of Miku in the Love Live style with all the Love Live cast and all that. So that's why this is ironically, all of the tileset edits in this pertain to Idolmaster, the 675 Pro and all that. But, you know. However, the enemy edits are, well, one of them is a Love Live reference. What's his name? The lizard dude who popped out the lava. He's a reference to one of the lava in the Love Live episode. Llamas are idols. Yeah, these things. These are Love Live references. Well, I don't look like it. Oh, and the rocks. This is a reference to a Idolmaster meme called No Knows Out. Is it Nonowa? I think it's Nonowa. Which is just a really silly song with a weird looking mascot thing version of is it Haruka from Idolmaster? I don't pay attention to Idol. So that's that. Yeah, Nonowa. Oh, I'm dead. Wow, 27 lives. I did that well. Okay, there's nothing up there. Oh well. Okay, down we go. Originally I was going to replace those flashing lights with like a phone or something, so I could like it'd be like a display for like idols or something, but fell for it. I just couldn't get it to look right, it just looked really badly done. So. And we're going down. I can't remember what the name of this song is, mostly because it's in Japanese, but apparently the original version of this song is nothing like this. This is like all chill and stuff, kind of. Whereas the original is apparently a super fast 9 Euro beat track, so that's pretty fun. Okay, got my fire shield. We're now coming up to the Act 1 boss for Mobage Mine, which is, unfortunately, Muse. Whenever people call them Muse, because I'm so used to the logo just looking like a U, I'm like, you mean the British band? I should really just go super, actually. So yeah, that's Nico Yazawa from Love Live, hence the annoying Nico knees. He's probably one of the worst sprites in this mod, but that's because it's Nico Yazawa. Who really cares about Nico Yazawa? Come on. Ironically, she's probably one of my favourites. Ow. Die faster, damn it. There we go. Oh, all of the letters on like the tanks on the drills are Love Live card rarities. And the drills, I actually recoloured them to be black like her. That's the second Drill Tales joke in this mod. Anyway. Into Mobage Mine, Act 2, where I managed to go ham on the Idolmaster references and still put a literally gigantic Love Live reference in. Literally gigantic. As I'm sure Robot Faker is aware. Try and get to the top room. Wow, I'm going for the top route, I said, as I convinced you don't go for the top route. Oh yeah, for the record, the music during this level, I know it's gone super, but the music is Iori Manas, or to be more specific, it's Rie Kugimiya. It's an Idolmaster track. This is important because Rie Kugimiya, who is Iori's voice provider, also voices a certain anime character I like. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll be, or have done for a while, you'll be well aware that I like Toradora, which is a wonderful romance anime kind of comedy thing. And the main character of that is Tiger Aisaka. Tiger Aisaka's voice is provided by Rie Kugimiya, which means I technically got Tiger singing into this mod, because I'm just that cool. I actually thank the author of Toradora in the credits for the mod. And here's your giant Love Live reference. Jesus Christ, what was I thinking? That's just straight up Castlevania shit. Anyway. And we're off. So yeah, I managed to get Iori, basically Tiger singing to this mod. Feels good. I'm also not bothered with any of the blue sphere things because there's nothing different about them except I touched up Miku's sprite slightly to make it look like she's in the blue sphere, not Sonic. And also I just hate blue sphere now. Test it. This game made me hate blue sphere. It's like the one thing I don't like. There's a Victoria? There it goes. Yeah. Okay, boss fight time. And it's not Heavy Rider, it's Iori Manas. This is like a triple reference. Iori's the Idolmaster, obviously Mobage. Idolmaster is a Mobage series nowadays. The Puka from Dig Dug that she's swinging around is because basically Idolmaster is owned by, is produced by Namco. And, well, actually there's been Dig Dug crossover costumes in Idolmaster, so there's even that. The police car thing is, and the reason she's wearing a police outfit is because there's a bunch of Namco covers by Idolmaster idols, and Iori's featured on a Mappy remix, and she has a little Mappy outfit on the cover art to go with it. So that's where that comes from, and the police car is a Mappy thing because Mappy is a police mouse, so it goes with the whole police aspect. And finally, the car itself is based on one from City Connection, which is a completely unrelated arcade game. I have a friend named Tepid Snake who runs a site called Gaming Hell, and he is the #1 City Connection fan. So yeah, hopefully he plays some mod, and hopefully he likes that bit. There we go. Moving on, it's time for Family Mart Madness. There's actually quite a few edits to this level. Notably, you'll notice, or you probably won't actually, but there's these little tiles here with a little smiley face on it. That's actually Family Mart's mascot, whose name I could not remember for the life of me. Also, all of the previously purple lights, the like flashy lights in this level, I made it so that they flash blue instead, so it's closer to the Family Mart company colours. And that's an edit for a lot of the enemies in here, to be honest. Like the bombs, so they're pretty kitted out with like the Family Mart logo and stuff. Other than that, bulk of it is actually on the music, because that's Miku's Family Mart chant from the advert. Because Miku was featured in their Family Mart advert, and she, like, there was Family Mart DLC, Project Diva, Family Mart Nendoroids, Family Mart this, that, the other. So it's like, that was a thing. So it's like, this level, we're going to retheme it to a distribution centre for Family Mart. By that I just mean, yeah, you can pass this place off as a distribution centre, right? Like for Eggman's goons usually, but that's Family Mart. So a lot of this was just retheming it to have, like, the logos and stuff around. Whoa. I think the second act is one of the funniest mashups in the game, and also takes a bit of explanation because I've seen some confusion from like, why is this in here? And there's a decent reason for it, surprisingly. But we'll get to that hurdle when we come to it. So I think we're coming up on the boss, who is just the CEO. Yeah, a lot of people have mistook the CEO sprite for like Tommy Wiseau or something, which I actually found hilarious. But, oh, I didn't know you could go that way. Oh, I can't be asked. So yeah, we meet with the CEO. Oh, see you, Robot Faker. Good job. So yeah, the CEO of Krypton. I mentioned this in the readme file of the mod, but if you followed me on Twitter particularly during when I was really into Miku, you know I don't like Krypton. I think they're a bunch of arseholes, and I really don't like the CEO because he comes up with a million excuses for why Miku hasn't come to Europe, and they're all been proved systematically by other companies to be bullshit. So I finally got the chance to make a mod where you can kick his ass. It's great. So that's the petty aspect of this mod. And he's down. Next act to go. Okay, there's Family Mart madness. There were a lot of happy coincidences here. The sign, the tile set for the Family Mart signs in the background, they're reused. It just so happened that because of the way the game cuts it up and pieces them together, the Family Mart logo ended up saying F musical note T. That wasn't intentional, but you can say, hey, it's future tone. That was handy. Could have done better job shading those cracked screens, but you know. Anyway, yeah, the main thing you're probably hearing here is this mashup. It's Kanye West and T-Pain, I think. And it's The Good Life. It might seem a bit random to have suddenly Kanye West and the Miku mod, but there's a good reason. There's an older Miku vine where it's the Family Mart Miku as it's just Miku going family, and then the kid just looks back and he's just grinning and he's just like, welcome to the good life. It's like, anime is real. Hell yeah. And like on YouTube it's actually just called Anime is Real video. And so that's where that came from. Here's Chibi Miku, she's adorable. Her looking up sprite is actually better animated than regular Miku. Limitation breeds creativity. And what? Whoa. Man, I haven't seen that dangling sprite in ages. That's actually pretty decent. So yeah, the basic gist of this is just oh, those buzzsaws. Those are actually 1 yen coins, I think, or 100 yen coins, I can't remember which. We just digitised them and put them in the game. I thought it fit with a hole, thought you're in a convenience store place. There's quite a few digitised graphics in here, and in a sense, I suppose you could construe it as laziness, but I think it kind of works into the whole 32-bit aesthetic of the time. So that's my explanation for that aspect. Whoa. Yeah, because of the palette change I made, these things are also flashing blue. It's kind of cool. Really wish Tails would stop jumping. Let's go, boss fight. It's Hiroyuki again. CEO again. So yeah, here he is. I replaced the Eggman with just the CEO again. But there's Len Kagaman. If he grabs onto you, his nose will explode into a fit of blood. Yeah. Blam. That's a reference to an infamous YouTube comment where someone said that Len gave them a nosebleed and he killed them. R.I.P. then. Once again, you can hear here the whatchamacallit, the spinal scratch, the Miku mashup. And he's gone. And we're done. And so we come to the last level, Miku Expo Zone. So yeah, this is basically just Miku Expo being reimagined as a horrifying ploy to take over Sonic's world. And also basically just me being pissed off and being like, fuck you, here's your Miku Expo. Don't you love pettiness about friggin' holograms? So yeah, there's one very big change in the background of this. I will also say Maru did a pretty good job on the mashup here. The idea that he added the reverb to it to make it seem like the robot was singing this, and also to give it that kind of final level feel. And there's We Go again. I guess Iso just really likes We Go. CEO likes We Go. Come on. Oh, and also all the caution signs are replaced with Miku, and then in the second act their eyes start flashing and it's horrifying. In terms of how that background thing was done, it was literally just I got the Miku model in a Miku Dance, which is kind of like an animating or rendering program for like a Miku model. Whatever hell you want to make down. And yeah, I just digitised that into the palette, then had it so that, hey look, there's a giant Miku in the background, it's terrifying. And I thought it worked pretty well considering. The only issue with it is that there's a palette change midway through this level. Some of the colours change, and the GIF file for the Titanic Model Robot uses the first palette, when by the time you reach the top of the place and actually see the thing's face, it's using the second palette. So the face doesn't look quite right when you get up. The eyes were supposed to be glowing a deeper red than they are. It doesn't look terrible, it's still like skin colours and go to blue or something. It's just that the eyes don't glow like I wanted them to. Well, it's not the end of the world, it still kind of works. As you can see, we're now coming up to the top of the terrifying statue. Oh, this is a mashup of Package and Heavies, obviously this is the rework one. Oh no. I needed to go supersonic, damn it. I have to fight this boss legit. Oh. And eventually, okay, there we go. There's a giant Miku. Well, the eyes look fine, to be honest. I hate this boss, why did they bring it back? Answer to personally upset. I remember when I was first played Mania, and I got to this boss and I just screamed in horror. Like, I was like, in a way I kind of saw it coming, because I was like, what's the most asshole thing they can do? Bring back this boss. And they did. Amusingly, this guy actually appears in Sonic Forces. He's in the background of the Death Egg levels, which I thought was probably one of the coolest things Forces did. And he's dead. So yeah, that boss still sucks. No edit I could have made to it would ever subvert it being crap. We're going up. And we're in. So this is Miku Expo Zone, Act 2, and right off the bat we've got a terrifying stained glass window of the CEO. Beautiful. And these stained glass windows, we've got Iori, going left from right down, we've got Iori, Crunchyroll Hime, Noid, Present of Pizza, Kasane Teto, and Pepsi Man. I didn't do Neru instead of Teto because these had to be symmetrical, and Teto has a one-sided twin tail. So I was like, Teto's gonna be so Neru has the twin tail. I'm on like Teto back. Anyway, point is. So this is a mashup of Sweet Devil and Titanic Monarch. My brother really wanted to get Sweet Devil in this mod somewhere, and we did it at the very last second in like the last level. So good job for that. I'll probably, if I can get Supersonic, I'll probably be skipping most of the phases of the final fight because they're not changed. But there's a reason they're not changed, and I'll explain that now. The hard-boiled heavies in the Titanic Monarch 2 fight I didn't change because I replaced Heavy Rider. Heavy Rider doesn't appear in the intro and doesn't appear during the Iori fight because obviously Iori's a... For those who don't know, Heavy Rider is actually a reference to a member of the Sonic community who passed away called Polygon Jim. Polygon Jim was a cool guy, and it's very sad that he passed away, obviously, and they put a really cool tribute in the form of Heavy Rider. I felt kind of bad about removing it and replacing it with Iori because it was a really wonderful tribute, and so I realised I can compromise. Heavy Rider appears during the Titanic Monarch fight, so I'll just keep Heavy Rider there, and then I can still have the reference to Polygon Jim being the Heavy Rider's not gone, you know, stuff like that. So that's why Heavy Rider is still in the band. I decided, well, if we're going to keep Heavy Rider, I might as well keep all of the heavies for consistency's sake. Because otherwise I'd just replace it with Iori, wouldn't I? So that's why the heavies are still in the Titanic Monarch fight. I wanted to keep Heavy Rider in there somewhere because it was such a cool tribute to a member of the Sonic community. And I just would have felt bad if I completely removed all trace of Heavy Rider. So yeah, that's that. Moving on, we've got... there's not a whole lot of changes to like the tiles in this level. The bulk of it is these stained glass windows. And And even then the Phantom Ruby one's still I did actually, there's an unused stained glass window. I made one for Sonic Miku, which I released as a poster at some point. So yeah, there is some, I don't know if it's actually included in the files, I'm probably going to put it in the bonus folder. But, you get the idea. Look at all these secret rooms. One thing to note is the logos in the background. There used to be Egg Robo and Eggman logos, and now it's a skull with Miku's twin tails and a CD. It's funny because Miku's primarily digital, so putting a CD there probably doesn't make much sense. I probably should have done a musical note, but you know. We only think of these things after we finish the mod. Oh boy, this bit. And I lost my shield. Son of a bitch. Right. There we go. If I'm being honest, I should probably go Supersonic right now, because otherwise this could get messed up. Whoa. Didn't mean to do that. How am I? Oh, secret room. That's helpful. And so, let's go to the final boss. Or the not true final boss. I'm proud of the music's in it. Yeah, this isn't a mashup, this is just the disappearance of Hatsune Miku. Yeah, I'm pretty quickly using quick kill strategy on. The heavy fights, as I said, are completely unchanged, so they don't take a look at those. Oh, these are the Eggman icons for the missiles. They were replaced with my approximation of disco balls. And he's dead. And so, we come to the true final boss, which I had a lot of fun making. It's Sonic! Yeah. I right from the start, I was like, I want the final boss to surprise the fuck out of people. We're putting Sonic there. So, yeah. This ties into the actual plot of the mod, which wasn't particularly obvious at first, unless you had, like... I guess it was for some people, because some people did point it out before the mod released. But it was... Nobody really questioned why Sonic had vanished, or if it was going to be explained what happened to him, or where he was. This game takes place directly after Sonic Mania, or this mod rather. And so, classic Sonic has been in Forces. The idea was, this was classic Sonic returning from Forces. He was going back through null space, sees Miku and Ito, CEO, and he's like, oh, who are these guys? Back kick their ass. Because they do look kind of suspicious running around in Sonic costumes and stuff. And Ito is literally using Eggman's mechs. The Sonic thing in the sky was just literally one of the last things I did. I was like, oh, I can make it display whatever animation I want just by pasting it into the right place. That's awesome. Oh, and the music. I completely forgot. This is Miku Miku no Shite Agaru, aka we're going to Miku Miku for reals. It's the final boss theme, and it's Watercolour by Pendulum, who are one of my favourite bands. Originally, the final boss theme was Live and Learn, the Miku version, but I just loved how this sounded so much. The reason we used Pendulum is because the lyrics, the whole thing about worlds colliding and stuff, I thought it actually kind of fit, and also it just sounds awesome. It's like one of the best mashups in the mod. So I was like, yeah, okay, we're going to use this. I think it just wound up fitting better than like his final boss music than Live and Learn. Ironic, I know it is. And so, there we go. That was the mod. However, I'm not done. I do have, after this quick ending scene, I'm not going to watch the credits, because the only thing changed there is the list of credits and the medley. But, here's the ending sequence, and also I do have one more thing to show after this. And it might be cool. So, after entering the portal, Miku arrived back in Green Hill Zone. I had a lot of fun drawing the artwork for this. I went a bit overboard on the Green Hill background, but it was like, you know. You might have noticed something floating by in this section. There's like a little like square that floats by in the background. That's Sonic Forces' Metacritic page. Just really hard to say. This ending didn't go through two variants like the intro. I knew I was doing for this from the start. My brother actually storyboarded most of this. He just drew a bunch of really quick, shitty doodles, and he was like, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And I kind of adapted his sketches into what was in the actual mod. So we have the checkerboard pattern here was based off like Japanese press conferences and stuff. The idea is she's like, she now has to promote looks, and she's like, what? So... this was again all animated in After Effects. Crunchyroll Hime. This is where I explain why she's been terrible. She's younger right now. And the rights to Precure, that was something suggested by my brother. Apparently, one of the guys at Crunchyroll is incredibly annoyed that they can't get the rights to Precure. So that was a dig at that. Pepsi Man's death. I don't know where this fits into the Pepsi Man timeline. Probably around the Nintendo timeline. But yeah, Pepsi Convoy or Pepsimus Prime. He's a real toy. I really want one. So where was he? Iori and Nico go to prison because morbid crimes. I've been playing Idolmaster. I've not been playing it much though. I've got Idolmaster A Million Live Theatre Days, which is a mobile game. It's alright. It's a good rhythm game. I just haven't played it much. This was the best part of the ending by far. I had a lot of fun drawing this. It's End of Evangelion. I think it is. I've never actually watched Evangelion. My brother suggested this, so... yeah. Here's the CEO. I was very proud of that smoke effect. Gee, I wonder who that unnamed Sega employee is. He's definitely not based on a real person. And so Miku made it back to her concert. Hooray! So yeah, that was the mod. It was a lot of fun to work on, and I'm really grateful for the great reception it's received. But there's one thing left in this ending, after this end screen, that I've had a few people ask me about. What is Klonoa doing there? Well, if you give me a second, I'll tell you what Klonoa's doing there. Just a moment. Just gonna open files. So, why was Klonoa in the ending? And did it really just jump to OBS? Well, as you can see, we're back in Sonic Mania, except this time it's slightly more normal. I'm just going to jump into the dev menu, just to quickly go to presentation menu. So let's hop over to Stardust Speedway, shall we? What was that ending screen about? So yeah, that's what that ending teaser was about. I'm working on a new mod. It's got level edits and stuff. It's obviously really not done. Like, this is just, like, I've been working on this for a couple of days, suppose. And a lot of that was just doing the graphics. But yeah, I'm working on a new mod. It's tentatively titled Sonic Crisis 765. It's going to be a big Namco loving, because I really love Namco. This is a Ridge Racer level. It's based on Seaside Route 765 from the original Ridge Racer one. So yeah, I'm probably not going to be working on this particularly actively because I've got university and stuff. This is more just a hobby project, something I'll do when I have a bit of free time and stuff. I want to get at least one level done for the Sonic hacking contest later this year, even if it's just part of the expo that isn't judged. So yeah, that's what I'm doing next. Hope you look forward to it, I guess, especially if you're an Namco fan. And that will conclude this dev stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing like what certain references were about in more detail and stuff. I'll probably hush up about the mod on Twitter a bit now. I know it's probably getting a bit annoying with like I'm constantly banging on about it, but I really do appreciate the love that I've received for it and stuff. So yeah, catch you next mod, I guess, or next stream or whatever I do. In a bit, folks.